Hey, what's up, guys? It's Max Tepper, Ethan Cope, and Alex Tomer over here. Welcome back to the Contested NBA podcast. Last time we spoke, it was a couple weeks ago, and we were getting ready for the NBA season to restart. The NBA season has since restarted, and every team has played about 7 games, so we're getting close to the end. First, we're gonna have some more bubble talk, and just talk about how the bubble has been going. What do you guys think?
I think it's been going well. I mean, the whole point of it was to get no positive coronavirus tests, and there have been none the whole time. So, I'd say it's worked out well. And I know I saw Jaylen Brown quoting how it's impossible to get away from basketball. So I guess in a sense it's worked for the most part, what it was meant to do. But also I feel like the players are kind of have a different mindset in the bubble than they did in the regular season.
Alex?
Like Ethan said, pretty much the bubble has been great. 0 positive tests so far, as it should be. They've been pretty strict on the quarantine protocols for players that left in and out the bubble. Some more bubble news came up about Adam Silver possibly letting more family members or friends come in after the first round of the playoffs. And I don't know, I'm not totally against it, but it seems like they're not going to have as strict of a procedure to get tested every day, which I kind of get because it is hard to test a family every day, but that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of the bubble. And, I mean, these family members, they've been, in contact with the public, I would assume, much more than the players, obviously. So, I mean, I just hope that if they implement that rule and allow family and friends to come in, that they'll be able to hold it down, because the bubble has gone great so far, and it would really be a shame, honestly, if it got shut down.
That's what I think. I don't think it's worth. I mean, by the time the first round is over, they'll have been in Orlando for almost like a month and a half to 2 months already. I think just to possibly jeopardize the last 3 weeks of the postseason would just not be worth it, especially what Alex said, because I know public transportation has been going through certain protocols, but they still come in contact and they're still around a bunch of people in public, and then they got to take public airplanes, and then they all got to go stay in the bubble where all the NBA players were, and if someone does end up testing positive, then that puts the whole bubble in danger of testing positive. So I don't think that it's completely worth it. I get NBA players want to be with their families, but I just don't think it's worth it to I think they should just tough it out for that last 3 weeks.
I would agree. What do you think, Max?
Per Adrian Wojnarowski, Jesus Christ.
Wojnarowski.
Definitely
Woj,
just
say Woj.
Yeah.
Woj.
Per Woj, who welcome back
to
the
freed.
NBA. Yeah, he has been freed.
Tilts backwards.
Free Woj tilts backwards.
Yeah. But per Woj, he said that everybody coming in has to go through a 7-day quarantine, which obviously is a good thing. I don't think there were a lot of specifics given about the safety protocols that would be taking place, but I really, really doubt, and I really, really hope that everything that Woj tweeted was not that's there's going to be more beyond that, because it seemed very basic what he said.
I would hope so.
On the bright side, though, the NBA the bubble population will be decreasing with coaching staffs, training staffs, medical staffs of all the teams that didn't make the playoffs. They'll all be leaving in just a couple of days. And then, of course, as the playoffs go along, the population will be decreasing in half with every round. So there's positives and negatives to take away from it, but, I hope the NBA can figure something out. And, I mean, you're right. I wish the players would tough it out, but,
yeah,
we're also not in the position to say, especially since we're all 20 years old and, live at home. We're not really in a position to say whether, how important family is.
I get they want their families, but Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a bit. It sounds a bit like off.
I wouldn't even risk
Say
bringing
risk
my
it.
family there.
Or, I mean-
if I was a player in the bubble, I wouldn't even risk
Yeah.
bringing my family.
Maybe it seems a bit off for like us to say tough it out. I mean, but I don't know, man. We'll
That's
see.
just my opinion. I feel like
On the bright side, though,
Yeah.
no IG thoughts allowed, so that does decrease the risk at least by a
Trust
few
me, they're
percentage
gonna
points.
go at Adam Silver. Trust me, Adam. I've known this girl for
I
years
know
now.
that she was
I've
in
known
my
her.
class. She was yeah.
Oh man, what a fucking joke.
Anyways, no. Okay, so basically, what I wanted to bring up with the bubble was I wanted to bring up especially about how just surprisingly amazing these games have been.
Yeah,
You know, and there have been an incredible amount of nationally televised games.
that have gone bonkers.
Yeah, and none of those were Suns games, which we'll get back to, which is really weird because I would have liked to watch the Suns. But I'm enjoying, NBA TV, TNT. They're all, showing these games, and it really seems like the NBA season is back. I don't feel like there was such a big difference without the crowd. Obviously, there
They've
is
done
that
a good
big,
job of
of
implementing,
minimizing
like,
that.
volume and stuff. It definitely has been a lot less awkward than I expected of players just playing an empty gym. I thought
think-
it would feel weird, but
I think it
hasn't at all.
might feel a little bit weirder watching the playoffs and having that crowd noise because everything is just so much more intense in the playoffs. But for the scrimmages, like the little warm up games they had, and then the last 7 or 8 seeding games for every team, I think it worked out pretty well.
That is a
The
good
thing
point.
with
yeah.
the scrimmages is I was watching those and I was like, these feel like scrimmages though. I was worried that they weren't Jesus man, I can't talk. They weren't gonna feel like actual games. That they were just gonna feel like scrimmages that just count towards your record. But I don't know how it was, but these players they
Locked
they
in.
they lock down, they get really intense, and it shows that the intensity of the game is not with the crowd in the arena, it's within the actual players themselves. And
Yeah.
so
It's
however they got it to work, man, kudos to them. So
it's like a big pickup game.
Yeah.
It's awesome, I think.
yeah, no, it's been going really well. And,
I think it's just like a more intense game at the park.
well, yeah, much bigger,
Yeah.
much bigger stage.
Obviously a much bigger stage, but that's kind of the mindset. It's like a rec league type of game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everything looks good too. Nothing
The
looks
setup,
like terrible.
It's really pleasing.
Yeah.
The virtual
High.
fans isn't as bad as I thought it would be.
No.
I really don't think it's that
not.
bad.
No, it's not bad. And then
As long as
what
they
they
stop
did with the
showing Paul
benches.
Pierce's forehead in Celtics games.
yeah, Paul Pierce laying down on screen on Zoom.
Next to Jason Tatum's kid.
Yeah.
God.
No, that's cool though that NBA players are
Shut up,
checking
Bruce.
in and whatever. It's fun.
Yeah,
Um,
the amount of there's so many NBA players game at opening night for Lakers Clippers.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
That was pretty
I like that, honestly.
cool. But
And
the
then,
point that Ethan brought was valid. I mean, if you've been to a regular season game and a playoff game as a fan, the intensity is
Way different.
once you walk into the arena, it's like a whole new setting, a whole
Yeah.
new world. So
Yeah.
that's going to
for
be
every
interesting to
sport,
see.
not even just
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah, no, so that'll definitely be missed. But I think and that's kind of the trade off. It's like the first 3 quarters without the fans, you definitely notice it, and then I think the fourth quarter when the players really have to grind it out.
Yeah.
That's when you're you get more invested in the game than the absence of crowd noise.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I wish I could remember because I brought something up in our basketball group chat last week about something a commentator said on why the games have been so intense, but I can't remember what it was.
it was not traveling. That's what it was.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
It's the
no
games have
playing.
been more intense and the players have had more energies because they haven't had to travel across the country.
Yeah. Even
I
though
mean-
it's every other day,
Yeah,
the
but they're all in the
travel's
bubble.
not
They're
there,
getting a good night's sleep.
It's
They're
a
not
nice
on
little
planes or
15-minute bus
anything.
ride.
surrounded by basketball.
They're all just in a resort, just relaxing every day. I mean, besides practice and games, but
no,
Yeah.
but who was it that said basketball is everything that they do now?
yeah,
Like,
Jalen Brown
it's
said that.
Yeah, so it's just that makes it even more intense and whatever. And so
Yeah, it's just
They're
straight
locked in at
basketball.
all
Someone
times.
said it's like AAU.
intense.
Yeah,
yeah,
kinda.
like an
Yeah.
They said it feels like an AAU tournament.
That's what Doc Rivers said. It's pretty much just the best AAU
Yeah,
tournament.
that's what
ever.
it was. Yeah.
pretty much. Let's get
Move
going.
on to that 8 seed race.
All right,
Uh,
so
yeah.
there's no 8 seed race in the East because the Wizards suck.
The Wizards suck. They were
I
missing
do
their
think-
best player in Bertans.
I will
and
say-
Beal was also out.
I said this earlier tonight, but
Just
I
to be
do
clear,
think
you
the
said
Wizards.
their best player in Bertans. Their best player, as in their best player, is Bertans, right?
Yes, but I hope the audience will take that as you take it as whatever. Continue, please. I don't want to sound like a fool,
It
but
was a
hopefully they
joke.
realize that. Continue, Ethan.
Wait, you would joke? I wouldn't joke.
I will say though, I think the Wizards do make the playoffs next year.
yeah.
Just as an early prediction, I think this year just without John Wall, so I don't want to bag on them too hard, and they didn't have Bradley Beal in the bubble, so
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a
But-
lot being laser.
you guys they did suck this year,
Yeah,
even with Bradley.
the
Beal.
Charlotte Hornets managed to pass them up in the standings despite not being in the bubble.
Well, the Wizards are
Yeah.
0-7 in the bubble.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that until
that's-
tonight
yeah.
that they haven't won a single
So
game.
let's move on to the actual good part about the play-in for the 8th
Yes.
seed, the actual competitive
The
one,
West.
Yep.
the West.
So yeah, before the bubble, the Memphis were at the 8th seed.
The Memphis,
Right
were
when we got
what we were expecting was Memphis, Portland, and New Orleans would all be in the race for the 8th seed, and
New
we
Orleans
were one
has
out of
been-
3 on
yep.
that one.
New Orleans has been a shit show, and I'm not sure Alvin
To be
Gentry
fair,
will
though,
have a job.
Memphis can still make it into the play-in tourney. So I would say
They haven't been as bad, but they already had the advantage of being there in the first place.
yeah,
Which
they were already
helped
like
them.
4.5 games up with the 9 seed, and they're like 1-6 in the bubble.
Yeah, and plus they lost Jaren Jackson, so I mean, and they're a young team; they're not too used to it. So there's only so much you can bag on them for. They did have, I give
Yeah.
them full props for their amazing regular season, completely outperforming expectations. But
Adam
bubble-
Silver really
The bubble just
really
isn't
helped
working
them out.
Yeah,
With a
I
tough
think.
schedule.
Yeah, the
Come on,
Grizzlies already had a tough schedule to end the season before the
man.
suspension.
Yeah, but it seems like they got every
and then they
contender.
got here. Let me. Bring
I know
it up.
for sure they had. I know they're playing Milwaukee tomorrow with no
They
Giannis.
played
but
Milwaukee. They just played Boston.
Oklahoma they played.
Yeah, that was their one win, but I don't.
Yeah,
Who they lost to Portland opening
yeah.
day in
That
overtime.
probably shot them in the heart.
They lost to the Spurs, which was a team battling for the play-in. The Pelicans. They lost to the Jazz. They lost to the Raptors. I mean, their final 4 games. I know they beat the Thunder, but they played the Raptors, Celtics, and Bucks, who were the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So they really were not given a favorable schedule,
Meanwhile, the Pelicans were given the favorable schedule.
right,
and they blew it.
They
and
blew
they
it.
absolutely blew it. I mean, their defense is just not locked in. None of their players look good except JJ and Drew Holiday,
Shout out JJ.
which I mean, those are their veterans.
Lonzo
But,
had
like-
a really rough bubble experience.
Triple
To
single.
say the
Yeah, as his great Charles Barkley
I mean,
said.
they all did. I mean, Brandon
Triple
Ingram
single.
was not good in the fourth quarter at all in any game.
Yeah,
I
Zion
don't think
cut
Zion
some pounds.
was good either.
Yeah, okay.
Zion
So I
looked
found
good
this
in
interesting.
spurts offensively, but
Well, I found this interesting stat about overall how Zion is doing. So before the season shut down, I texted you guys this, but I'll tell the audience. But before the season shut down, Zion and the Pelicans with Zion on the floor were plus 10 per 100 possessions. In the bubble, up until maybe a couple days ago, it might have changed a little bit. The Pelicans with Zion were minus 22 per 100 possessions.
yeah, which is weird because coming out of like Duke, if there was one thing I thought that Zion would be like great at from the jump was being the great defender that he was. And I don't know if it was because he missed some time before the bubble. They also have him on the weird minutes restriction,
Yeah,
Yeah,
very strange.
which I mean, I guess
I
if
don't
you're
know how
trying to
you
protect
restrict. I
him,
don't know
but
how you restrict your best player when you're trying to fight for a playoff spot.
But I also don't know how you restrict him when you need him the most. It's like you could restrict him throughout the game.
like if
but
he's not
play him in the
healthy, just
fourth
sit
quarter.
him. If he's not
Yeah.
healthy already, just sit him. If he's still overweight, if he still has some like health issues, just sit him. Like,
you're still concerned about his knees.
yeah. Before we move on for the Pelican, do you think Alvin Gentry will still be the head coach of the team
Probably
by next
not.
season?
I
don't
think
think
it's.
so.
I honestly think probably not, but I wouldn't be totally surprised if he was.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be.
Man,
Hire Jason Kidd or something.
I was gonna say
No,
Ty,
no, no,
Ty Lue and
we need-
Jason
we
Kidd
need-
are.
No,
right
no.
there.
We need Jason Kidd.
But you got Frankie V.
We need Jason Kidd, man.
It's high. You got Frank Vogel. He looks very nervous. Anyway,
Frank
Um,
Vogel's a nice guy, all right.
I'm
no
sure
bagging on Frank Vogel.
he's a nice guy. What
Alright,
else? Oh,
so-
we also the Kings.
The Kings never had a chance.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kings fans, but that's just the way.
Yeah,
it
I'm
is.
sorry.
Yeah, the
There
Kings
were
are-
several. There were the Spurs, Kings, and Suns all went there just because. Really, I think a
But-
few of them were above the Pelicans, and so they wanted to get the Pelicans in there. So they,
Yeah.
um,
But
The
the
but one of
Pelicans
those
got the
teams-
Kings twice on the schedule, and I think they lost both of them.
oh
Yeah,
well,
they
I mean
did.
the Pelicans let the Kings score 49 in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's
So their defense is completely.
The Pelicans just had a
shit.
really bad bubble.
yeah, but the Kings, I mean, man,
Kings, I never expected anything.
they really took a step back with Luke Walton this year.
Yeah,
but-
they were almost a playoff team last year. They
They
were like
were.
the 9 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also Marvin Bagley has been injured and he's never been able to get on track correctly.
Uh,
Then there's the whole drama with Buddy Hield and his contract extension talks.
and this
Yeah.
really weird thing where Luke like doesn't play Buddy Hield at the right times and whatever.
Yeah, he
he
doesn't
did- and he
start.
didn't
He,
start
he
him
prefers
either.
Bogdanovich. Yeah,
Well, no, I
don't
get
know.
it because you want to bring energy off the bench, but
I guess,
Nah.
but as DeMarcus Cousins tweeted, he said, "Who's the scapegoat now in Sacramento?" And they're just
Sacramento's just
they're
a
just
poorly
not a
run
good
franchise.
Yeah, they're just poorly
Honestly,
run. It is what it is.
you Kings fans, you guys are all going to hate me for saying this, but I think you guys get a bandwagon pass. Just choose a different team. No one's going to hate you for it. Like
You should have chosen the bandwagon pass after you saw how good Luka is. Man,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
sure Bagley will be cool.
Yeah,
We
but
don't
don't
want
tell
all
that to
that.
the Hawks fans because
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
really come after you.
Yeah,
And
Cam
the whole
Reddish.
city of Atlanta
Yeah.
hating you.
That's a whole
Yeah.
different conversation to have at a
yeah.
later time.
And now we
But
have
the most
the
exciting, the
two-
two most
yeah.
exciting teams to see in the race for the 8th seed:
Portland and
Portland
Phoenix.
and dare I say Phoenix.
7-0.
No.
Phoenix is 7-0.
When Phoenix came into the bubble, I thought they were one of the teams that were just inviting.
Yeah.
just to be
because-
nice.
Yeah, just to be nice.
Just to try and get
but-
the Pelicans in the bubble.
But man, after Devin Booker hit that game winner against the Clippers, and
Something
then just
was
like
different.
Something
just
clicked.
wow, Monty Williams, good
I think
job.
they were like 3-0 after that game, but something like clicked for that team
yeah,
after
that
that.
man.
And
They're
then the
playing-
Suns' Twitter got really cringy. but
Yeah,
that's-
Suns-
Yeah, we'll talk about Suns Twitter in a little
For
bit.
for a little bit, but no, Devin Booker has looked like an absolute superstar. Just absolute. I mean, I'm just reacting to highlights right now because I don't think any of their games have been nationally televised because they were
Yeah,
such
the only
low
game I
He's been
probably
balling.
watched
He's
of them
been
fully
balling for
was
sure.
just against Clippers because I watched Clippers
Yeah.
games. But like other than that,
He's
you're right.
dropping
They haven't
30
had.
every game.
I
easily.
watched like little snippets of like games here and there, but yeah, Phoenix.
No, they're
surprising
clicking on
those.
all cylinders, and they're. I mean,
They're
it's
looking
not
like they
they're-
got a nice core.
It's not like their Twitter account doesn't have anything to talk shit about, but it just slow it down. But we'll get back to that.
So
No, and one thing I want to say, like, it seems like Dario Saric has finally found his groove again, which he hasn't been able to find since
Yeah.
he left Philadelphia after his rookie year.
Seems-
And he was a really he was a really good rotational player for Philadelphia, but he
Yeah.
hasn't been able to pick that up.
And also, DeAndre Ayton, I believe he was suspended for like the first 20 games in the beginning of the
Yeah,
year.
for
25 games.
25 for some PEDs.
Yeah, we
but-
talked
no,
about
no,
that.
the masking agent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Maybe if he was there for the start of the year, we'd be looking at the Suns differently. But they've
Maybe they
definitely-
would already have the AC
they've
locked up.
Definitely surprised a
Well,
bunch of people. I don't think anyone
know, 'cause
even
they've-
had him in the race to even fight for ninth, let
Well,
alone eighth.
even when DeAndre Ayton came back, they were still a
Iffy,
rocky
yeah.
team. But I mean, this is pretty much their first look at playoff basketball because these games have looked close to playoff basketball games.
Yeah, and,
And
a lot of credit to Monty.
a lot of credit to Monty, to Devin Booker, and we know now that Devin Booker, when he gets into the playoffs, if he ever does on the Suns, sorry,
Well,
but-
what was the stat? That was the first time in his Phoenix Suns career he won
he
more
won
than
4 straight games.
Oh yeah,
Congratulations.
I didn't realize,
like
but Devin Booker's in his
like
4th
Draymond
year.
Green said, get Devin Booker out of Phoenix.
Hey man, if Phoenix if they could hold it down for a little bit, if Aiden turns out to be hopefully what he should be, Devin Booker continues to improve. They have someone else, Cam Johnson. I
They
think
need
is
like
their
a
other
wing
rook
player.
this year. Kelly Oubre, their like best wing player, is out for the bubble, so maybe they're better without Kelly Oubre. Coming
He's
next.
played a little bit.
Maybe he's like the new Rudy Gay. Like
Yeah.
every team that like gets better once they get rid of him.
Rudy Gay joins the Spurs. They missed the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. Just kidding. I like Rudy Gay.
No, he was there for
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
or so, something like that.
But the other team,
Portland.
the scary team, the one that puts the fear in Max's heart.
Yeah, for real. I don't want to face them in the first round, man, because they do have.
Dame
I don't
is
think
a
they're gonna
dog.
They're not going to
Damn.
upset the Lakers, but they do have that upset potential. And that upset potential is what I'm scared about. And that's why I was happy to face the Grizzlies.
Nah,
I'm not happy to
that's
face
too
Portland.
easy.
We did, before we just continue talking about Portland, we forgot to mention the Spurs. Like, sorry. They're still not eliminated. They're not the
That's
Kings
true.
and Pelicans.
Okay, but...
You know, it's really going to be boring if they make it, so, but...
If
I
they
don't
did,
know.
though,
DeMar
if they did,
DeRozan
though...
again.
I don't want to see DeMar DeRozan against LeBron in the playoffs again.
It
Oh
would be
my God.
so boring.
If they,
it's like 4-0 by 20 points every game.
Yeah.
You know, if the Spurs get in and they keep that streak alive, that's okay. That's okay. Respect.
It's cool. But anyway, Damian Lillard's a
But I think
Monster,
I think
bro.
the whole NBA, like the whole basketball community, wants to see Trailblazers Lakers first round.
No, I'm
yeah.
part of the basketball community, and I definitely don't want to see
Man,
that.
Outside of Lakers,
Because the
outside of
Lakers have
Laker
the
community,
Toughest trip to the finals, because they have to start off with a team that made the Western Conference
That's what
Finals.
LeBron
last year.
gets for clowning Kawhi for load management.
Not
That's
to
not
not
my
to
business.
mention,
No, that's
when
not-
the
no,
Trailblazers
yeah.
when the Trailblazers made that Western Conference Finals run, they didn't have Nurkic.
Yeah,
They
that's what
have
I-
Nurkic now.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So they don't. Well, they also lost a lot of their depth. But
Still though.
oh,
Melo, shout out Melo too.
No,
Melo's
Melo,
revived.
Yeah, Melo looks good.
I'm
man.
really glad to see Melo balling. And
He's
hooping.
obviously not the same superstar, but superstars always
Ooh.
keep like.
Ooh, Gary Trent.
Yeah.
Gary Trent. Gary Trent. That's my man. I fuck with Gary Trent.
Oh.
He's been so cool.
I just wanted to say, man, shout out to Carmelo Anthony for locking it in because he obviously needed to take a step back, but you know he's been able to make big shots and even like elite players when they digress into their later stages in their career, like they still keep that veteran leadership with them. So
Yeah.
and Melo's definitely been able to show that. So shout out to Melo.
Like Dame said, you shouldn't be surprised. That man's a Hall of Famer.
He is
Man.
easily.
He is a Hall of Famer. But yeah, Portland. That's
I think they got a good team going. CJ can pop off like any time almost.
playing with a fractured back though, so
Yeah,
gutsy
that's
by
a
CJ.
little difficult.
that's a bit much. But
Let's talk
Yeah.
about these all bubble MVP, Coach of the Year, which we could
who's
just
your
speed
guys'
through because we
who's-
could.
Yeah, who's your guys' MVP?
Dame.
Dame, easy. Sorry, Booker. I mean, but damn.
Damn.
No, 61.
No.
I know.
Like, you know, it's 61 points
and
is
then
hard
61 after PG and Pat Bev talk trash. I mean,
All perfect.
to. We will talk about
perfect
that.
PG and Pat Bev. Perfect.
Coach of the
it's
Year,
all
I think
in the
it's
Clippers' strategy to take the Lakers out early.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Coach of the
They-
I'm
Year.
gonna
That's
need to
what they
speak
were
to
doing.
someone about that one.
I think it's Monty. Are you unanimous again?
Yeah. 7-0, Monty
Oh,
Williams.
for the yeah.
Fun.
Underdog.
Yeah.
He's got the narrative behind him, so.
Yeah. Ramona Sherwood, you don't deserve a vote. Okay, next. Bubble team, I think it's
Um,
obvious. We got,
Suns.
no, like all
No,
NBA.
no.
Oh,
like all bubble
I
teams.
thought you meant the best team in the
But
bubble.
it's-
I guess that
it's-
would just go in hand with Coach of the
Well, I mean, we
bubble.
already said what it was. I mean, it's
We-
pretty much Dame, Booker,
TJ.
TJ Warren,
Luka
Luka,
and Nurkic.
I gave it to Jokic.
Jokic. You gotta give it to Jokic.
Jokic.
Why though?
'Cause he's a
What do you
monster.
mean why? He's
Dude, he
so-
was like cooking in the first half.
Yeah, no,
to-
did you
to-
see?
like
No,
the-
that game against the
Bro, but Nurkic
Against
has
the
been
Jazz?
so good.
that game against the Jazz was fucking
No,
ridiculous. man.
Jokic has been the fucking best center in
All
the
right,
thing.
I can
No,
give that
his
to
midi,
Jokic.
his midi is a green light every single time in the clutch.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just
just
ridiculous.
he's
man.
just fat.
And he's an amazing passer.
When Grant texts Loki, PJ Tucker fat. God.
TJ Warren though, very strange that he's been doing as well as he did
Hey.
until
Until
Dummy
Jimmy
respect.
Buckets gave him the business.
yeah, 12 points in the first
He
half.
actually didn't give him the
0
super
points.
business, but
Hey,
Respect
wait.
on TJ's name for proving the Suns that he's worth more than cash consideration.
Yes.
Respect
Yeah,
on
but
that.
then respect on the Suns for going 7-0 and beating them.
yeah,
Yeah.
but come on.
my
man.
favorite tweet I saw was the Suns managed to do like years worth of rebranding in 7 games. God.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so we pretty much sped through that because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dame, Book,
There's this weird thing where
Luka,
like
TJ, Jokic.
several people have Pascal Siakam on their all bubble teams.
What?
Bleacher Report had Pascal Siakam, or
He's
like
been
ESPN.
awful in the bubble.
Yeah, he's not been good in the bubble at all.
Pascal Siakam has shot he's shot less than 40% in like 5 of the 8 games he's played.
God.
Yeah, not good.
Whatever.
I would give it to Fred VanVleet and
Why are we
Kyle
talking
Lowry,
about the Raptors?
Kyle Lowry has been way better.
yeah, I would give it to them two before Pascal.
Yeah,
But anyways.
I just don't think Pascal's not had a good bubble. He just hasn't been good. I don't think he's a bad player.
We'll be talking about the Raptors in the second round of the playoffs when they get eliminated. And Max was going to be like,
no. All I said was their floor was the second round. Their ceiling is the finals. All right? I stand by that.
That's fair.
That's their ceiling.
I think I have a cap
they're
in my
defending.
backpack.
They're
Hold up.
defending champions.
God.
Whatever, man. Move on.
Whatever.
You know what?
Anyways,
Actually, before we get to the next segment, why don't we just go around and just talk about how we think our teams have been doing, just real quick.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
go
I'll go first.
Ethan.
I'll go first. I think the Celtics got cheated out of the Bucks game. I'll die on a grave like that.
I'll die on a hill for that.
Yeah, I'll die on a hill for that argument.
Our friend is
you
not a
can't
Giannis
convince
fan.
me otherwise. Giannis had like 8 fouls that game and managed to stay in the game because the refs love him. Jason Tatum also had a really bad game, but he bounced back like I thought he would. He was
After a haircut.
He was literally it was the haircut, but after that he was back to his normal self like he was in the second half of the year for the rest of the games, and then the game against the Heat was really bad. I don't know why they lost that. They just played really poorly. They were very sloppy on offense, and without Jimmy Butler, that's a pretty bad loss. But I mean, the rest of their bubble went well. They beat a good Trailblazers team. They were able to hold on after almost letting them, or after actually they did let the Trailblazers come back after being up 24. So that game was kind of iffy. But I mean, they beat the rest of their teams pretty good. They beat the Raptors by 22. They were up by 40 at one point. So I think that's a really good win. But I think that also proves that the Raptors are slightly overrated.
That's going to be your second round opponent, and you're going to wipe the floor with them.
Ceiling is the finals. Ceiling is the finals. When
Okay.
they're clicking on all cylinders.
I think Kemba has been really good. I think his performance has obviously been overlooked because of his minutes restriction. He had I think he shot pretty poorly last game. But besides that, I think Kemba's looked really good. Jaylen Brown has looked really good. Gordon Hayward has looked really good. I mean, no complaints on my end, honestly. Now, Max.
Would you like to
no.
go?
I
You
would
wanna
like
go
to
last?
Yeah,
You gotta-
no.
you have
Okay,
so much-
Alex gets to go.
I got a spiel coming. All right, so
Man, I have never felt so good about the Clippers since
Man,
this
whatever.
bubble started.
whatever, man.
Kawhi and PG have looked like peak form of what I thought they would in July. They've both been excellent in the bubble. Lou Will has a little chicken wing deal, but he's back. He was really solid tonight. He just needed Lemon Pepper Lou had to get a couple games under him real quick to get his conditioning back, but he finally looked good tonight. A big thing, I miss you, Pat Bev. When Reggie Jackson starts,
Oh my god.
it's painfully obvious how worse the Clippers are. It
You
is
know what's weird, though?
painfully obvious how
Like,
worse they
Reggie
are.
Jackson used to be a really solid bench player.
He still saw, he saw it on the bench for the Clippers. Like when Pat Bev starting, like Reggie being the third dude off the bench with Trez and Lou, that's his spot. That's been really my biggest complaint, just Reggie being like a little out of control sometimes. But he's had his moments. He had his moments tonight. I think he had like 3 straight threes at one
I
point.
feel like Reggie Jackson's
Denver.
play style doesn't fit in with like the Clippers like quote unquote death lineup.
No. And another thing, Trez has
He's
been
an
out.
energy guy.
Yeah, on the
Reggie's?
bench.
Or I mean, not like
Reggie,
he's not
yeah.
like an energy guy like Montrez is, but
No.
like he's just like
And
a
that's what I was
scorer
going to
bench
say.
player.
Trez has been out for the bubble. I totally get it. His grandmother passed away, so he's been out of the bubble dealing with that. But we're very glad to have him back in Clipper Nation. It was in full support of Trez, which I was happy to see. So we'll probably see him in some action on Thursday or Friday. All the respect to Trez. I have no problem with him being out, but we'll see him Friday. Probably he'll get some minutes. Any other thing? Zubac, excellent. Thank you, Max, for trading him for Mike Muscala.
I mean, I didn't do it. I would not have done that trade.
Thank you, Magic Johnson. Anything else on the Clippers? No, but not. I can't really think of. Oh, JaMychal Green. My goodness, you're an animal, monster. He's hit like 50% of his threes in the bubble, something like that. But I haven't felt this good about the Clippers all season, and I'm glad it's finally coming together in the bubble. And shout out Marcus Morris for knowing his role and not taking like 15 shots a game. This is perfect. Go ahead, Max. Talk about your Lakers.
So you keep enjoying your zoo bitch or whatever, but whatever. I'll move on.
Why are you calling Zubac a bit? What the fuck is wrong
I'm
with
just
you?
playing.
God.
Square So when you said you haven't felt any better, so the thing about the Lakers is I haven't felt any worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Lakers fucking suck, man. And I'm not gonna like, dude. I'm not one to overreact. No, I'll overreact. They fucking suck. Like if they play this way, they're not getting past the Blazers. Sorry.
Insane. Well, I don't know about that one, but
Well, no. I mean, they have been.
If they play as shit as they like you've been saying, they'll lose.
Okay, so on the bright side, the Bucks on the other side also have had a terrible. They're like 5-2. Or no, 2-5. So I mean that's okay. Lakers have not had one good game in the bubble, except for the Jazz.
the thing about the Bucks though is Giannis hasn't really like played full minutes in like 4 of the games.
Okay, but LeBron hasn't shown up either, so it's pretty much the
LeBron's
same.
been playing like 30 to 35
No,
minutes every game.
but he's not showing up. Do you get the difference?
That was the
He's not
fourth time he
showing
didn't
up.
show up
That was
against the Clippers.
Yeah, that was the third time he didn't show up against the Clippers this year, which was nice to see. It's a nice trend. But yeah.
Anyways, so we'll talk. Okay, so let's talk about
Depressed
that.
Lakers fan.
Talk about that opening day or reopening day game. Obviously, the big story is Lakers win, but
Moral victory
they don't.
for me.
Moral victory for the Clippers because they didn't have Lou or Trez. But I don't think that's a very good representation of how it's going to go. We all know the Lakers can beat the Clippers at full strength. Have the potential to at least.
They have.
Yeah, they've done it before.
They've done it once this year.
Yeah. Anyways, no, but okay. So Danny Green has looked like if you were to throw me into an NBA game, that's what Danny Green looks like. LeBron looks absolutely awful. AD is completely inconsistent. Like they're just not moving the ball the same.
I think
They have, like, the lowest-
would give better minutes than Caruso. I believe so, for sure.
Not defensively. I'll die on that hill. That Caruso has been really solid defensively.
He knows
Yeah,
how
well,
foul.
he's been shit offensively.
No, he hasn't. He can move the ball really well.
Okay,
Set screens.
We're sorry,
move
we're
off ball.
sorry. Go ahead.
Are
Okay.
you telling me he's good offensively when he scores 0 points in 20 minutes like he did
There's,
the other
there's
night?
more to offense than scoring.
Yeah, I
Did
know,
you know
but
that?
at the end of the day, the team that wins has scored more points.
But how do you obtain more points? You have to set screens for your players. You have
See,
to move
but
off ball.
He's not. But that's my point. He's not even like that good at moving off ball. Like this ain't like some JJ Redick coming off screens.
No, because JJ
Motion.
Redick. But yeah, okay. But I'm not saying he's
a
as
good
good as.
energy guy. That is what he is.
Yeah. I'm not
People
saying
ain't
he's
gotta
as
make
good
him-
as JJ Redick.
I know, not you, but like the people that are trying to claim him as like this goddamn next like dude.
No one's saying that. No one believes that for real. No one. Anyway, so
My guy, they're talking about Caruso being better than Lou Will,
one person said that.
and then the whole fucking Laker nation.
No,
on
no,
Twitter were
I
you
was
know,
like-
this
No,
Mike
that's-
Trudell guy. He's really giving some valid
No.
points. Go ahead. Remember, Caruso had the same amount of points by halftime than Lou did on opening night, which is, hey man, go ahead.
Oof. Just for people that don't remember, Lou Will didn't play opening night. So, but yeah, the Lakers have looked like a shell of their former self. They had just a couple games ago, they had the lowest offensive rating in the entire league. And keep in mind, the Wizards are there. They had the worst or second worst, something like that. But their defense has been solid. They're started to look a little bit better as they go along. Kuzma's looked a lot better, especially defensively.
It's really eye popping.
Yeah, he looks really, really good. He's making steals. He's contesting shots, with a lot of energy. So the Lakers have me a little worried right now.
They did
Yeah.
struggle to close out a game
Yeah.
against the Nuggets'
The
third
third
string.
string Nuggets, yeah.
They got the dub. One thing I want to say before we move on.
At least they got
for
their
the-
reps
yeah.
in, though. But anyways.
Before we move on for the culture, the one thing I want to say about the Lakers is that I feel like the shutdown probably hurt them the most because they were such a nice groove before
Yeah,
the
they were
season
hot.
shut down. They were hot. They were they should have been the favorites coming into the bubble because that's how good they were in the regular season. So I still expect them to flip the switch and beat the Blazers pretty handily, to be
That's what
honest,
I
in
was
the first
saying,
round.
bro. I feel like the Lakers fans don't have to worry because LeBron is just cruising, and it's kind of
Yeah.
annoying.
God. Well,
Anyways, so that's all I got to say.
for the culture, let's
Stuff for the culture, what do we got? We got PG and Dame.
PG and Dame.
So if you guys have been living under a rock, basically these fools have gone back and forth on Instagram.
And this is how it started out. Down by 1. Damian Lillard and the Blazers starters playing against the Clippers third stringers. Down by 1. This is the first free throw. This is the second.
which is rare.
Then misses the game tying 3 after
That
that.
that would honestly never happen again, though.
Maybe not. But I do want to say he dragged PG into it, even though Bev was the only one like talking shit. And before Bev talked shit, Dame,
Marcus Morris's bum ass into it. God.
bro, Dame talked shit to Pat Bev first, who wasn't even playing. And then everyone after the game was like, "Oh, poor Dame. Oh my God, poor
All right,
Dame."
well, he's been the best player in the bubble.
And then he had a
so-
sit down with Chris Haynes after that.
What are you talking about?
He had
Yeah,
like a
Dame
sit down interview.
Oh,
after that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Okay.
Throw the pity party. God damn.
I don't know, man. I don't. Whatever. I don't. It's,
Anyways,
it's
they
cool.
poked him. They poked the bear and fucking went bonkers after it.
Yeah. No, he's
He's an animal.
He's been all right. You know.
Yeah,
he's been
and
all right.
PG's girlfriend. I don't know if it's his fiance,
Wife.
Is it,
whatever.
I don't
His
know.
girlfriend called Damian Lillard's sister a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That beef was kind of strange,
That got
but
out
then,
of hand.
Yeah, that did get a bit much when the family got involved.
But then Paul George really got butthurt when he realized that Dame had sent him home last year and apologized to him, like he should have. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. Did you have something? Did you have
PG
something
didn't
else to say?
apologize. No,
They just sat and talked things through.
as Patrick Beverly said after the first week of the first round, put your hand in Damian Lillard. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. He is getting his ass sent home by the Lakers in the first round. Anyways, go. Anything else for the culture, Max?
Well, I don't know, man. We don't have Avery Bradley to guard him, so I'm a little bit worried.
Whatever.
Actually, I forgot about that.
By the way,
I forgot
talking
about-
Damian Lillard shit, I really like Damian Lillard, actually. That guy's a monster.
Yeah, no, I love Damian Lillard,
It
but
was
I'm
just
really
stupid.
afraid of
It
him.
was just stupid beef. That was it.
God.
On something
That-
on the end of a game that would never ever happen again. There's no way Damian Lillard ever misses 2 free throws again.
Damian
like
Lillard
that.
didn't even say anything that bad, though. He was like, it's a sign of respect that they like expect me to make those free throws.
Yeah, but then he was like, I sent
Yeah.
them both home.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, but that's obviously what the fuck are they gonna do? Just sit there and be like, oh, okay.
Well, I'm sorry they got mad that he just stated facts.
And Pat Bev and PG stay at facts, too. All right.
Anyways, I do want to add one thing though. Back to what I said before about the Lakers. Avery Bradley,
The defensive menace, Avery Bradley.
No, I think it's very clear that like it's been hard to contain guards. So
LeBron, I don't
AB, we miss you.
LeBron, I don't think
And-
is fast enough to guard someone like Dame.
Not at this point in his career, no.
Yeah, no, he's older now.
Yeah, he's the same
Okay, but he
2011.
can still lock Dame up.
Okay,
I
he's
think.
35. He has
Okay.
gray hairs now.
It's
He's not
LeBron.
that fast.
Want to
LeBron.
move on to the thief of the bubble?
Oh yeah,
The
okay.
mystery
So
thief?
all right. So for the culture, we're back to for the culture. Sorry about that. Derek Favors got his birthday cake stolen. Anyways. No, it's weird. I just thought it was a funny story. It's like really,
It is.
And since Twitter got a chill.
Just
what?
an
Well,
awkward
so what other?
pause.
What other?
All right, on to the next.
What other for the culture stuff?
Who is
There's,
the thief?
Draymond Green
who's
got
the
fined for
cake thief in
tampering.
the bubble?
Draymond Green got fined for tampering, whatever. NBA player Ethan tried to flip a bottle and it hit the freaking table.
Whoops.
What was I gonna say? Players they've been looking pretty calm.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry that
No,
that pause with the Derek Favors was too funny.
Yeah, no, NBA players have been looking pretty comfortable with like vlogging and whatever, so it's nice to see them entertaining themselves. And then the last,
No one
last
gives a shit that Derek Favors got his cake.
no, because I also sent that into the group chat and no one said.
No one
You
said
did?
it.
I didn't hear about it until Alex said something tonight.
No.
I must have missed that.
No, I sent it into the.
Just
But anyways,
Who
Suns
cares
Twitter.
about Derek
Who stole his
Favors?
cake?
Speaking of,
Probably Zion. Fucking hungry.
yeah,
Zion's 300.
Zion shared it with Jokic.
Yeah.
But anyways, the last thing for the culture would be obviously speaking of beef. The Suns Twitter beef is starting. Suns tweet. Do you want to say?
The Suns
What?
Twitter.
What beef? They're
Yeah,
just being weird.
No. They're trying to. I mean,
They're not like calling out other teams' Twitters. They're just
They're just thinking
No,
everyone
they're
in
not.
the Eastern Conference that beats Western Conference teams.
Yeah, they're not really starting beef, but they're like.
They had one good
Jabbing,
video, which was
you know.
really nice. They got the family members to do the.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
really
but then
cool.
the rest is like depressed Nuggets fan. Like,
Yeah.
sad Clipper fan.
They-
or
like, it's cool
well,
that
the
they're
Clippers
talking
beat
shit.
the Mavs, so they thanked us like they thanked the Celtics.
Well, it's cool that it's cool that they're
like,
talking
the Mavs
shit
were
about.
never.
It's cool that they're talking shit about how they've been doing in the bubble, but they might not even see past those 8 games.
they
So,
might
like,
go
I don't-
undefeated and still miss the play-in.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, it's just. I mean, at that point, you did everything you could do. At least they can
So
go
it-
out like
yeah,
that.
it's impressive, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you're
Yeah.
gonna still miss the playoffs, most likely. Maybe
All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
And then it was like the other night when the Blazers beat the Mavs. They were like, "Thanks for making us cry before we sleep tonight" or something. And it's just
To
like,
the Mavs.
I don't know what
Who-
14-year-old
operates
the
the
Suns'
Suns'
Twitter
Twitter.
to,
Yeah, but he's doing a good job.
All right,
We're
that was
so
a,
cringe.
that was a
and dumb
fantastic
now.
ending.
It was
Yeah.
like
to this
okay at first.
episode. Oh my god.
Anyways, I guess
yeah.
we wrap it up now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Kawhi Leonard is not worth a max contract.
Shut up. We're not.
We're not doing this.
No. I said that. Okay, to be
I-
fair, I was 100% trolling.
I know, and I took it.
I know.
Yeah,
took
I know.
the bait. I
It was
took
cool.
it.
I just wanted to troll
It was just,
Alex.
even though I knew it was most likely a troll, it just pissed me
Yeah.
off so much that you said some nonsense like that I was just.
I was
mad.
backing it up though. So like,
No,
I
you weren't
played-
backing-
You weren't backing
We're
it
not
up.
talking
No,
about
I'm
this
just
on the
saying
pod.
invalid
We are not
point.
talking. This does
No,
not
I'm just-
deserve
I'm just
any
saying,
minute
like,
of
I
conversation.
really like had you guys going though. I really had you guys.
This man said he deserves
Anyways.
$5 million less than the max and deserves.
No,
as
but
much
you guys
as
don't even
CJ
like.
Warren.
You guys didn't even realize I was trolling because I said $5 million at first and then $10 million.
I
and then the
refuse to
next time I
entertain
said
this
it-
conversation any further.
All right, whatever. Anyways, that'll do it for the Contested NBA podcast today. If you heard anything you disagree with, which would probably not be the Kawhi Leonard take, because that's pretty on the, everybody would agree with that. But anyways, go ahead and contest it. Like, share, subscribe.
If
Do
you're
everything-
watching on YouTube,
If you're watching on YouTube, do everything you can to support us. Wear a mask in public.
and if you're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts,
Also
give those
subscribe.
likes and stars.
Yep. Those 5-star reviews go
Yeah.
a long way.
They do.
Go Lakers.
Go Clippers.
Go Celtics.
Lakers suck.
Fuck them all.
Thank
I'll see you
y'all.
guys
Peace
later.
out.
All right, see you guys later.